Don't dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Marcus Aurelius. On the journey of personal growth, there are moments you experience only once, right before everything changes. Everything around you suddenly feels uncertain, heavy, and the distance between your current self and the ideal version you aspire to becomes more obvious than ever. You are no longer your old self, but you haven't become the person you want to be yet. That in-between feeling easily brings doubt, exhaustion, even the urge to give up. Yet it is precisely this moment, full of pain, failure, and hope, that becomes the most important turning point. This is when you are tested, when you truly recognize yourself and prepare for the next transition. Stoic philosophy reminds us that the greatest strength does not lie in circumstances, but in how you control yourself, choose your attitude, and act rightly amid uncertainty. When you dare to face, accept, and go through this moment, you find light and peace within the power to overcome any coming change. This video will guide you through every emotion, challenge, and help you recognize the signs that you are on the right path. Watch the video until the end, and you will find solutions, inspiration, and the strength to move forward even when things are still unclear. 1. The feeling of being stuck in the feeling of being stuck in between. Have you ever found yourself suspended between two shores of reality? Behind you are things that no longer belong to you. Ahead is the vision of success still far out of reach. This is not an unfamiliar feeling, and it's not rare for anyone striving to rise. It's that uncertain state you only experience once, right before everything changes, though you never know exactly when that change will truly come. There are days when you wake up full of motivation, believing that just a little more effort will turn everything around, will turn the page. But there are also evenings when exhaustion washes over you, and you start to wonder, am I really capable of going on? Am I just fooling myself, wasting my time on something that has no guarantee? This is a silent battle between hope and disappointment, between faith and doubt. Sometimes the gap between where you are and where you want to be feels impossible to bridge. You feel almost able to grasp it, but then it slips away like a thin layer of mist. I've been in exactly that state. There was a time when I poured my whole heart and energy into a project I thought was my reason for existence, the thing that would change my life. I spent months working late every night, my mind focused only on the goal ahead. At times I felt I was making rapid progress, as if the goal was just in front of me. But then the project hit a deadlock. Progress stalled. Everything suddenly slowed down, as if someone had hit the pause button. I kept working, kept trying, but the excitement faded. I started to doubt myself. I had to fight it alone every day. And it was the loneliness of that journey that was the hardest thing to overcome. But seen through Stoic eyes, this state is normal. It's not a sign of failure nor some system error in you. It's the natural phase of any growth process. Stoic philosophy doesn't require you to feel great all the time, nor does it ask you to avoid exhaustion or confusion. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them. If you see the in-between feeling as a flaw, you'll stay stuck in it. But if you see it as a signal of inner change, everything shifts." The truth is, everyone must go through that in-between zone. It's where what's old fades away, and what's new hasn't come close enough for you to see clearly. The urge inside you is so strong, you can almost touch it. But it's also what makes you feel empty when you haven't achieved anything yet. And at this moment you face two choices: give up or keep going even without seeing results. Looking back, I realized what kept me moving forward wasn't excitement or vague hope, it was discipline. It was showing up every day, doing my part regardless of the outcome. The biggest mistake many people make is letting this in-between feeling control their actions. When tired, they stop trying. When doubtful, they start to delay. They try to control the result, try to force success to arrive on their schedule. And when it doesn't, they grow more disappointed and sink deeper into doubt. But Stoics are different. They accept that feeling, observe it, and still keep doing the right thing. They don't base their self-worth on results that haven't come, but on the daily effort itself. So, my sincere advice to you, don't measure yourself by today's feelings. Measure by whether you keep going. Keep your promise to yourself even when no one sees. If you feel stuck, remind yourself, I do what's right. The rest is not up to me. Inner freedom, true maturity, all begin by accepting that you are in between and still moving forward. Don't miss this moment because you only see it once, right before everything changes. Growth is not linear. 2. Growth is not linear. There is no path that goes straight to the top of the mountain. If anyone tells you that maturity is a straight upward line advancing each day, they've never truly lived through the struggle of real change. In reality, growth is always chaotic, full of turns, and even uncomfortable loops. Look around you from work, business, study to self-improvement. Everyone has experienced this feeling. My close friend John used to firmly believe that just try hard and you'll succeed, carefully planning each step for career advancement. At first, everything went as planned, promotions, pay raises. He thought if he just maintained this pace, everything would be fine. But then a crucial project failed. His company laid off staff, and suddenly all of John's efforts seemed meaningless in the eyes of his new boss. For a whole year, he didn't move forward and even doubted his own abilities, at times considering quitting and starting over. Many times John confided to me that it felt like being dragged down to the bottom despite all the time and effort he'd invested. I've done my best, so why isn't it working? He asked. That's the biggest trap, believing that hard work guarantees smooth progress. And when life doesn't move in a straight line, it's easy to become disappointed, self-critical, even to quit. Philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "And so accept everything that happens even if it is disagreeable." Stoics understand that progress is never steady. Growth always blends excitement with failure, leaps with long, stagnant pauses. Think about it. Growth both in career and character is shaped by countless factors beyond your control: health, mood, relationships, work environment, outside disruptions. Sometimes the things you can't anticipate, a sudden illness, company changes, or simply luck not arriving, are enough to throw all plans into disarray. You can prepare as carefully as you like, but there will still be times when everything stalls, even moves backward. That doesn't mean you're incompetent or all your effort is wasted. On the contrary, it's a natural part of any growth process. There are times John felt discouraged looking around at peers who all seemed successful, and it was easy for him to compare and blame himself. I reminded him as much as myself that everyone's journey is different. True success is measured only by persistence on your own path. Those slow periods when it seems like nothing is improving are when inner strength is built and resilience forged. Stoics don't judge progress by fleeting emotions, but by patience and discipline, even without immediate results. John eventually realized the only thing he could control was his daily choice to keep acting to adjust when necessary, not to quit just because things slowed down. As the philosopher Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be and then do what you have to do. It's those periods that seem stagnant that are the most valuable parts of growth. So whenever you feel yourself stalled, remember what matters is not a straight upward path, but the will to persist even when your growth chart zigzags. You cannot control every factor, but you can choose not to give up. Maintain your discipline. Keep showing up. Be patient with your own messy progress. True maturity lies there in your ability to stand strong amid all changes. Adjust, adapt, and never quit, even when no one sees your progress. You'll only go through this feeling once, right before everything changes. If you're patient and rational enough not to be swept away by fleeting feelings, you'll reach the other side of every challenge. 3. Don't measure progress by feelings. Feelings. Do you know why so many people quit their journey of self-change even after starting with great determination? It's not because they lack motivation, nor because they're incapable. The biggest reason is they constantly use their feelings to measure their own progress. Think back to the days you started a new habit, going to the gym, learning a new skill, or even working on your temperament. On days when you feel happy and energized, you're certain you'll succeed. But just one sleepless night, a day getting scolded by your boss, or a quick scroll on social media, seeing friends boast about their achievements, and suddenly you doubt all your efforts. Emotions rise and fall like ocean waves. If you keep using them to evaluate your path, you'll never get far. This isn't just your fault. The nature of emotions is always fluctuating, influenced by countless things outside your control: health, weather, other people's praise or criticism, even sudden old memories that resurface. Recall how many times you've blamed yourself just because your mood dipped for a day, then gave up thinking you're not suited, not strong enough, or simply unable to change. Don't measure progress by feelings.